Hi Team Rerun, Physio Megan here. Today I want to talk to you a little bit about persistent and reoccurring injuries. So for some of us, it may be happening to ourselves, or we all know somebody who is always complaining of maybe a niggle in their knee or in their ankle, and it gets better for a few months and then it comes back again with a bit of vengeance, and they are constantly going through this training, injury, recovery kind of cycle. So just some questions if somebody came to me complaining of this problem that I would ask. So just something for you guys to reflect on, really. So the first thing I would say is, have you had it actually assessed by somebody? Because a lot of the time we're pretty good at putting up with things, putting up with pain, and just cracking on, especially if it's only taking like a week to sort of settle down, and then we feel like we can get back into our training again. So have you had it assessed? And if you have you been doing the rehab that's been prescribed? And if you haven't, why? And that's not a judgmental thing that I'm saying, why have you not been doing what you've been told? Does the rehab fit into your routine, your lifestyle? Do you feel like it's facilitating your problem? And if it isn't, that's definitely something that I would address and to discuss with your physio, because there's often more than one way to introduce rehab into a person's everyday life. The other thing I would start thinking of, what is your training load like? So do you monitor it? Has it changed recently? Consider other lifestyle factors such as stress, sleep, nutrition. Are you more stressed? Are you stressed? Are you sleeping less? Is your nutrition adequate to fuel your training? If you have been increasing your training gradually over a period of time and you don't feel like that's been a rapid increase, are you eating enough to fuel what you're asking your body to do? Do you feel recovered and rested after you have been to sleep at night? Because these could all be things that are contributing to this reoccurrence of pain. Now, it may be that you just feel like this is consistent. You start training, you get an injury, and then what was I saying? You start training, you pick an injury, you rest, it gets better, and then as you start to pick up your training again, it just flares up again. Over that period of time that's been happening, has anything else changed with those symptoms? So is the pain changing in any way? Is it getting worse? Does it feel like it's in a slightly different place? Is it getting more tender to touch around the region? Are you getting any new symptoms like locking or clicking? Is it swelling? Because it could be that actually this injury that you're getting in terms of this reoccurrence injury isn't always the same thing. So you might have picked up an injury in January, and then it might have flared in February and March, but then when you've picked it up again in July, it might not actually be the same thing. So it's always worth considering, has anything changed about the pain? Have you been training on a different surface? Have you had any history of trauma? Have you had a little stumble or a trip or anything like that that might indicate it could be something different? And how long has it actually been going on for? So if it's been a couple of months and there's some other things that are going on with the questions I asked previously, then it might just be that there are certain things that need tweaking and discussing in terms of your training load, your nutrition, etc., other lifestyle factors. But if it's been going on for a really long time, do you need a second opinion? Do you need to, and discuss this if you're getting seen with a physio, by a physio, do you need somebody else to just take a fresh set of eyes on it and have a look, or chat it through with a consultant? Does it need an image? Because I think sometimes we're a little reluctant to forward on for further assessment, especially if you're somebody who is functional and is running, because we think, oh, surely if you can do all this stuff, it mustn't be a tissue thing, or it mustn't be that bad. But actually, if you're getting persistent pain for a long period of time, whether it's on or off, you're doing all the stuff that you're supposed to be doing, nothing else seems to have changed, and it's not settling up, I would consider getting that second opinion and potentially some imaging. So yeah, I hope you found that helpful. Just some very brief questions to just reflect on if you are somebody that tends to go through this cycle of injury if you've had something for a long time and it isn't quite resolving in the way that you feel like it should. I hope you found that helpful. Any questions, as always, bob a comment below. Other than that, guys, happy running.